Scott Schmidt, persuasive speech, the death penalty. The death penalty, also known as capital punishment. Should the death penalty be abolished? The death penalty is a topic that Americans have been arguing for about 3 years. Does man have the right to decide if another man lives or dies? When the death penalty was first abolished, there are some good arguments for it and for against the punishment. The history of the death penalty. It was legal until 1972, when the Supreme Court found it unconstitutional. In 1976, they reversed their decision, but yet not all states have it. Currently, there are 33 states with the death penalty. North Dakota is not one of them. The execution styles used since 1976. There are 1,145 lethal injections, 157 electrocutions, 11 hangings, and 3 firing squads. The pros for the death penalty. Some people argue to keep the death penalty because it is justice for certain actions. Why should a murderer have the right to live? It gives closure to the victim's family. Our justice system would be showing more sympathy towards the criminals than it would to the victim, by giving them the right to continue living. It reduces the number of criminals in our penitentiary system. People believe it is a deterrent for other individuals. We wouldn't be using taxpayer money to house and feed a killer. It makes public a safer place. It makes people fear being executed by capital punishment for killing a person more. The cons for the penalty, some people say it doesn't discourage crimes. One of the commandments is thou shalt not kill. Some people say 2 wrongs don't make a right. There's a chance of convicting an innocent person. It costs more money to have someone executed after all the trials. It adds court cases to our judicial system. People believe it goes against human rights. 25 innocent people so far have been executed since 1976 using forensic science. Executions add to the glorification of violence. The average cost is $3 million for a death penalty case. 70% costs more than non-capital cases. How many times do you have to let a dog bite you before you put it down? 25 people were executed in 11 states and served a combined 229 years in prison, 202 years on death row for crimes they did not commit. I believe all the states should allow the death penalty because it will reduce the number of dangerous people in our country. It will reduce the number of people in our penitentiary system. Why should we take care of murderers and rapists? I believe an eye for an eye is the fairest way in society. The convicted person should be stripped of their rights when they decide to harm another person. Where are the victims' rights? They were taken away when they were killed or violated. All the states need to realize what is fair to everyone. We should reduce the cost of trials to make capital punishment more efficient and less time-consuming. Enforcing the penalties cost in Florida is $51 million more than it does to keep all of the murderers in prison for life. The death penalty is a big topic for discussion. The public is split into 2 groups of people. People for it and against it. There is both goods, pros, and cons about it. The states should decide for themselves if they want capital punishment to be legal in their states.